Okay, so I just wanted to preface this by saying that I love Mötley Crüe and the movie was great, but I have some opinions. This is a little different than what I would typically do, but if you didn't know, Mötley Crüe came out with their biopic on Netflix. It's called The Dirt, and I've actually read the book cover to cover, so I was really anticipating this movie, and for the most part I enjoyed it. Things that kind of confused me were the timeline. An example would be Skylar being introduced. She was introduced on the Theater of Pain tour in the movie, which was in 85, but I believe she wasn't born until, was it 85? It was 85. But she in real life wasn't born until 91, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Another thing was Tommy and Heather meeting the night of the car crash with Razzle and Vince in the movie. That's not how they met in real life. And Mick's hip replacement. In real life he didn't get it until 2005, but in the movie, Nikki and Tommy went to the hospital to pick up Mick to take him to Vince, and they kind of rekindled the band and reunited. But that happened in the 90s, so I was a little confused. But again, that stuff doesn't matter. It's gonna be hard to fit all of these events into an hour and 45 minutes, so. But I really enjoyed the fast-paced nature of the movie, regardless of events being off. Everybody really threw themselves into the role, and Nikki and Alan Kovac they did an interview with Build series where they talked about how they wanted to cast people that weren't like not known, but weren't like A-list actors and actresses. They wanted people that would invest themselves and throw themselves into the role and really become everybody. Really become Heather Locklear, Charisse Neal, Mick Mars, Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee. Just, they really wanted people that would do that. And in my opinion, I really do think that everybody in this movie did an incredible job with their roles. Rebecca Graff plays Heather Locklear. She did incredible. I don't want to just shine light on the four guys. Levin Rampin, please correct me if I'm saying that wrong. She played Charisse. She did incredible. Courtney Dietz, right? Is that how you say her name? She played Athena Lee, Tommy's sister. Just everybody really did a great job telling this story, and I appreciate it, because sometimes you watch movies and it just gets boring. Like, you can just tell that, you know, they really aren't the character. They're more so themselves, and I can't get attached to people like that in movies. I had some people on my Instagram comment on my picture that I posted of Mötley, and I asked them to leave comments about what they thought about the movie, if they'd seen it, and for the most part everybody really enjoyed it. Obviously there's going to be negative Nancys that didn't like it or disapproved of it. You can't please everybody, but for the most part everybody honestly enjoyed it that I could see, because it was getting compared to Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's nothing like Bohemian Rhapsody at all. It's two different stories completely. The only thing they have in common is that it's a biopic. So I don't, just because they came out around the same time, like, I don't think they should have been compared that way, because it's, again, two different stories. So you're kind of setting yourself up for disappointment if you're comparing it to Bohemian Rhapsody. And if you haven't seen it, I think you guys should watch it, even if you don't know who Mötley Crüe are, because it's just a fun movie. Like I said, it's fast-paced, so you're not gonna be bored when you're watching it. Even if you don't know who they are, you're gonna be like, what the F? Probably. But it's just great, and I'm really glad that they got to make this movie because they've been working on it for years, getting the right company to work on it with them. They wanted 100% authenticity with their story. They didn't want their story watered down to like nothing, like 5% of what it really is. And I'm glad that Netflix picked it up and was like, hey, you know, like, you can do that, like, we'll help you do that. And I just think that it really shows Netflix's character to pick up something as raunchy, and there's a lot of debauchery involved with this band and controversy, but they didn't care and they did it anyways, and I commend them for that. Please leave a comment if you have seen the movie. If you haven't, let me know what you thought about it, and please subscribe and like this video. It would mean a lot and it would really help me out. So yeah.